What's going on, y'all? It's your man Diamond K, and you're tuned into the Diamond K Show right here at On Fire Broadcasting. Today, we got to talk about what's been holding this country hostage for over 40 days. The longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Now it looks like we might finally be seeing some light at the end of this tunnel. But before we start celebrating, let's break down exactly what is happening, what led to this mess, what the New Deal includes, and what it really means for everyday Americans. So the shutdown kicked off on October the 1st, 2025. And this happened when Congress could not agree on a budget to fund the government for the new fiscal year. Now, that's the date when federal funding runs out and when politicians' egos usually take over. Here's the thing. This isn't just a simple fight about money. It's about power, it's about politics, and it's about priorities. Republicans wanted deep spending cuts and the rollback of certain Affordable Care Act subsidies. Democrats said, nah, calling it a straight up attack on healthcare. Neither side blinked, and boom, hundreds of thousands of federal workers were furloughed. Now, we've seen shutdowns before. It's not the first time. But this one hit harder because of the timing. Inflation's still biting. The cost of living is up. And folks are already feeling economic pressure. So in the middle of all that, they shut the government down. Add this government shutdown to an already combustible situation, and it's like taking away people's paychecks and their safety nets at the same time. So let's talk about what this means for real people, for everyday Americans, not just the folks on Capitol Hill. Federal employees missed multiple paychecks. Families relying on programs like SNAP, WIC, and housing vouchers saw delays. Small businesses that depend on federal contracts or tourism dollars, especially near national parks and monuments, they took heavy losses. And let's not even talk about or forget about the emotional toll. It is real. Imagine going to work every day without knowing if your agency will reopen next week, or wondering when your back pay will come through, if ever. This shutdown did not just disrupt government operations. It disrupted lives. Now, after 40 plus days of dysfunction, it looks like we might finally be seeing some movement. The Senate advanced a short-term funding bill, a continuing resolution or CR, by a 60-40 vote. That's a key step toward reopening the government. And here's what's in it. It would fund most federal agencies until January 30th, 2026. Certain departments like Veterans Affairs and Agriculture would be funded through the entire next fiscal year. All furloughed workers would get back pay once the government reopened. But don't get too comfortable. This is just a temporary fix. The bill does not include an Affordable Care Act subsidy extension that the Democrats wanted. That fight is being pushed to a later vote in December. So what we have is a truce, not exactly a peace treaty. So I'm going to go back to something that I said in the beginning when I talked about what's in this continuing resolution. It funds most federal agencies until January the 30th. So we could be right back here again in January of 2026. Now, if you've been watching politics for as long as I have, you know shutdowns are rarely just about money. They're usually about messaging. Each party is trying to prove a point to its base. Republicans want to show fiscal discipline, quote unquote, cutting wasteful spending. And Democrats are trying to protect social programs and show compassion for working families. But while they posture for the cameras, and there's been a whole lot of posturing, the American people are the ones who are caught in the crossfire. And this shutdown under the Trump administration's return is testing whether Washington can even function anymore. So you may be asking yourself, what is next? The Senate has to pass the final version of this bill, and then the House gets its turn. If everything goes according to plan, the government could reopen by midweek. That means workers get paid again, services restart, and the markets stabilize, at least for now. But mark my words, this is not over, because come late January, we will be right back here if Congress does not pass a full budget. And every delay, every game of chicken chips away at people's faith in government. Here's the part that frustrates me the most. This shutdown didn't have to happen. If Democrats weren't going to get what they were asking for, which it didn't seem like it, they were just trying to prove a point, which means we did not have to get here. It did not have to happen this way. We've reached a point where gridlock is the default and compromises are seen as weakness. I thought we were supposed to be making deals here, people. Meanwhile, Americans, everyday Americans, are the ones who are suffering. They are the ones that really have to feel the brunt of everything. They're not the people that are in those marble halls. These are the regular folks clocking in at the post office or running a small business or teaching kids or trying to buy groceries. America cannot afford to keep running government by crisis. We need leadership that values solutions over sound bites. That's what I've been saying for years. Either lead or get out of the way. So as the Senate prepares to take its final vote, remember this: even when the lights are off in Washington, the people are still watching. I'll be keeping a close eye on this story all week, breaking down what the deal really means and who it helps and who it hurts. Make sure you subscribe to The Diamond K Show wherever you get your podcasts and follow at The Diamond K Show on all platforms. I'm Diamond K. Make sure that you stay informed, stay engaged, and stay on fire. I will see you guys tomorrow.